Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to go over how to perform a top-down analysis. So without further ado, let's begin. This is gold, XAUUSD. When we are doing a top-down analysis, you want to keep it super simple. You don't want to overthink it. You also don't need to have a bunch of things all over your charts. I like to keep my charts super clean and neat and less crowded. So monthly time frame, we're going to start here. We understand that gold has been super bullish the last couple of months. So that's something that you want to keep in the back of your mind, right? Higher time frame, very, very, very bullish. Okay. I'm not going to add anything on the monthly time frame. We're going to go down to the weekly time frame. Pretty much the same thing, super bullish. If I take my arrow tool, we can just kind of follow along the trend. We have higher highs and higher lows. Okay. That's a bullish trend. Now, as we get closer to current price, we can see some sort of bearish momentum happening. So let's zoom in again to the daily. Now on the daily is where I will start adding things to my chart. The first thing I see is a zone that I can place here. So we have this zone right here. Okay. So this is a level that I want to keep in the back of my mind. I like to have this marked off so that when I'm zooming in on price, I know my stopping point. All right, so on the daily, we're going to just leave that there and we're going to go down to the 4 hour. Now I'm going to start adding some lines on the charts. So I see two lines that I can put. So we have one here going through price. Okay. Now the reason why I'm putting this here is because I have higher lows here where price bounced off multiple times, and then I have a break, and then price come back into the area to retest it as resistance, and then it drops. Okay, so this is a valid trend line. So we can also add one more line here, so that will go right here. We're going to zoom in now to the 1 hour time frame, and then we're going to look at current price. So let's go down to the 1 hour. All right, so on the 1 hour, we're super bearish, a lot of bearish momentum. As you guys can see, we have lower lows and lower highs here, bearish trend, and we get a little pullback and we get another drop. All right, so I was originally looking for price to push up at this level right here. I did take a sell somewhere up here down to this zone, and then I waited for more data to form. I wanted to see if we were going to respect this zone or break through it. And the reason why I need to know that was because I was looking at this as a buying area, but it wasn't enough data for me to confirm the buy. Okay. I had wicks from the top and I had wicks at the bottom. So it was kind of like, I was getting confirmation of both directions. So I wasn't really sure. When price gets to the areas of interest that you're looking to execute your trade, you want to look for wick exhaustion. If you don't see wick exhaustion, then you're going to see momentum. So momentum is when the candles are pushing through the zone. It's heavy. So in this example, we had a heavy push breaking the zone on the downside. Okay. Wick exhaustion would be something like this right here is good. So if I zoom out to the daily, you'll see the wick. You see the wick right here? Do you see how it's a wick and it pushes up? Okay. We didn't get that over here. We ended up getting more bearish momentum. I guess you have this wick here, but again, this wasn't enough for me to say this was pushing up higher. Okay. And the reason why it wasn't enough because I had a trend line coming above from here, and I also had another trend line going above this zone like this. Okay. So that trend line above that we have, the owner resistance level being there, and then the gray zone gave me mixed confirmations. It gave me a confirmation of a buy and a sell. But this trend line here, I no longer considered valid because it just didn't really make sense. So that we are gonna just delete. All right, so price came through this zone, okay, and it pushed up to this trend line, and I took a sell down to this level here. So I had a fib on this structure. So this was the fib that I had. Okay. And it was actually lower than this. Pull back to 38, took it down to 27, got out the trade, waited for the next move. Now we had another drop deeper into this zone. So that came into our gray zone. I didn't take this final drop down here. And now we're kind of pushing up again. I'm going to hide this for a second. And we're going to put some zones in this area because I see like a resistance level where we are right now. So for the next move, I will look for a buying opportunity if we get a break and retest above this this gray zone right here. So break and the retest, I would take a buy up to this next level. Now, if I don't get the break and retest above the gray zone, I would look for a selling opportunity. Now, this looks like divergence, so I'm going to pull up the indicator, the RSI indicator. So you see how the RSI is going down and the chart is going up. So that's a confirmation of selling opportunity. So you would put like a trend line below here and wait for it to break it, retest it, and then you'll enter to take a sell down to your next zone. So just to kind of reiterate everything, higher time frame, we're bullish. Smaller time frame, we are bearish. We are sitting at a resistance level right now. We need price to break this trend line right here. We need a break, a retest to look for selling opportunity down to our next level. If we do not get the break below, we'll look for one above. So if price breaks above this gray zone right here, we'll look for a higher low to buy higher to this area. This would be like our stopping point, okay? As I mentioned to you guys, we need more data to form to know where to place our fibs. So as more time passes, we'll be able to like add a fib to whatever structure we get. But as of now, like I can't really put anything on the charts because I don't really have enough data for it, okay? All right, so that's how you perform a top-down analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.